Did you know that in some ancient texts, the story of Cain and Abel isn't just about two brothers? It's a cosmic drama, a secret code for understanding the very nature of our reality. The Gnostics, a group of early spiritual thinkers, saw the world in a radically different way. For them, the story of Adam and Eve's first sons was not a simple tale of jealousy and murder, but a profound allegory about the conflict raging within every single one of us. Let's dive into the Gnostic creation myth, which is quite different from what many of us learned. The Gnostics believed our material world wasn't created by the ultimate, benevolent God. Instead, it was crafted by a lesser, flawed creator called the Demiurge, or Yaldabaoth. This being was ignorant, arrogant, and tried to imitate the true divine realm. But his creation, our physical universe, was imperfect and served as a prison for the divine. Sparks of light trapped within us. So where do Cain and Abel fit into this cosmic picture? According to a key Gnostic text, the secret book of John, their origin is shocking. They weren't just the sons of Adam and Eve. The text claims they were conceived through a violent and tragic encounter between Eve and the flawed creator, Yaldabaoth himself. This makes them offspring of the Demiurge, marking them from birth as beings deeply connected to the corrupt material world, not the true divine source. This origin story is crucial. It means Cain and Abel aren't just historical figures. They are powerful symbols. They represent two fundamental conflicting principles that operate in the world Yaldabaoth created. In some Gnostic teachings, they are even identified as archons, cosmic rulers or powers who serve the Demiurge, helping to maintain his control over the physical world and keep human souls trapped in a state of spiritual ignorance. Think of it like this. Cain becomes the ultimate symbol of materiality, domination, and violence. He embodies the flawed, oppressive authority of the Demiurge. He represents the part of reality and the part of ourselves that is aggressive, ignorant, and seeks to control everything through physical force. Cain is the force that keeps us chained to the material, focused only on what we can see, touch, and possess. On the other hand, Abel represents the complete opposite. He is a symbol of innocence, purity, and the spirit. Abel is the divine spark, the pure soul, the hint of true divinity that is trapped within the human form. He represents our higher self, our connection to the spiritual realm that the Demiurge tries so desperately to make us forget. Abel is that quiet voice inside us that longs for truth, for knowledge, for gnosis. So, the murder of Abel by Cain takes on a whole new meaning. It's not just a fratricide. It's a cosmic event symbolizing the constant suppression of spiritual truth by the brute forces of the material world. It's the allegory for every time ignorance triumphs over wisdom, every time material greed crushes spiritual aspiration. It's the story of the soul's deep suffering and bondage in a world designed to keep it asleep. This brings us to Adam and Eve. In Gnosticism, they too are more than just the first humans. They personify the inner components of every person. Adam represents the soul, while Eve represents the spirit or pneuma, the higher, more divine aspect. Their story, combined with that of their sons, becomes a map of the inner journey towards spiritual awakening, or gnosis, which means divine knowledge. The conflict between their children, Cain and Abel, illustrates the internal battle we all face between our material, ignorant self and our spiritual, enlightened potential. So why did the Gnostics include Cain and Abel in their creation story at all? Because their story was the perfect way to explain the fundamental division and conflict that defines our existence. From the very beginning of human experience, there has been a struggle. The Gnostics wanted to show that this duality isn't an accident. It's built into the very fabric of the Demiurge's flawed creation. Cain and Abel's birth from Yaldabaoth's interference sets the stage, demonstrating why the soul needs liberation in the first place. We are born into a conflict zone. This conflict highlights the desperate need for a way out. And that's where the third son, Seth, comes in. After the tragedy of Cain and Abel, Adam and Eve have another son, Seth. For the Gnostics, Seth is the key. He represents the hopeful lineage, the enlightened seed. He is the one who carries the potential to regain the lost gnosis and begin the journey back to the true divine source. The pleroma, or fullness, while Cain represents bondage and Abel represents the suppressed spirit. Seth symbolizes the path to awakening. In some Gnostic texts, they even take this symbolism a step further with a bit of dark irony. They mockingly equate Cain and Abel with the names used for God in the Old Testament, Yahweh and Elohim. By doing this, they were making a radical claim that the God worshipped by many was, in fact, the flawed Demiurge, and his powers were the very forces of materiality and ignorance that keep us imprisoned. It was a direct challenge to mainstream religious authority, exposing what they saw as a cosmic deception. So, when we look at Cain and Abel through a Gnostic lens, we see a story transformed. It's no longer about a family tragedy in the distant past. It's a living myth about the here and now. It's about the cosmic war between spirit and matter, knowledge and ignorance, freedom and imprisonment. Cain is the archon within, the voice of doubt, fear, and materialism that tries to kill our spiritual aspirations. Abel is the divine spark, the vulnerable but pure part of us that holds the memory of our true home. Their story is a mirror reflecting the divided nature of our own reality and the spiritual drama unfolding within our own souls. The Gnostics tell us that recognizing this internal conflict, seeing the Cain and Abel within ourselves, says the very first step toward gnosis. It's the beginning of the difficult but essential journey of awakening, of silencing the ignorant ruler within, and of nurturing the divine spark until it can finally break free from its material prison and return to the light. This reinterpretation is a powerful reminder that ancient stories can hold layers of meaning we've long forgotten. They can be keys to unlocking deeper truths about ourselves and our place in the cosmos. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into Gnostic wisdom. If you found this exploration fascinating, please hit that like button, subscribe for more hidden knowledge, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep questioning.